second iteration of the Ferrari SF-24 has this morning been unveiled at Fiorano on their private test track, with Charles Leclerc behind the wheel of it. And as you can see from the video, a lot of stuff has changed on the car, and there's a whole list of changes on the car to go through today. These include changes to the sidepod inlets, new bodywork and modified sidepods, as well as minor changes to the front ring, rear ring, and also various other aerodynamic components in and around the halo and cockpit. Oh, and of course a major upgrade to the floor as well, in conjunction with these new Red Bull style sidepods. So without further ado, let's go over each of the upgraded parts on the SF-24 Evo, as it's been dubbed. And let's start off with the Ferrari SF-24's now Red Bull style sidepods, with a complete overhaul of its design. The team have moved away from a underbite and moved to the Red Bull style extreme overbite, as you can see from the two comparisons before and after the Imola upgrade. The solution has been in the wind tunnel for quite a while at Ferrari in Maranello, with them only finding huge gains after their first couple of initial tests yielded none. Initially, the team wanted to go more with an Aston Martin style extreme undercut, much more in the vein of what you've seen on this year's AMR 24 or late in the season with the RB19 from last year. But as I just said, after extensive testing of the Red Bull style sidepods and in particular its overbite inlets, they actually managed to find huge gains from it and thus decided to do a 360 and completely change their direction with their upgrade package. There also appears to be quite a bit of a difference when it comes to the engine cover or the openings on them, as you can see from the pictures on screen with the old and new updates around there. The opening looks substantially larger than it first thought. There's also a greater sculpting of the sidepod undercut, as you can see where the Ray-Ban design logos have been situated on the sidepod. Moving away from the SF-24's overbite on their sidepods, there is of course a brand new floor with this upgrade. But unfortunately the team haven't installed the new floor on the SF-24 this morning. But of course a lot of the work on this upgraded floor will be on the Venturi tunnel and all the other intricate details underneath, which we won't necessarily get any pictures of at all. But what I can do is show you one particular picture of the launch spec floor, which we can see a lot of what the Ferrari team had done and were trying to achieve with it. And you can see potentially the type of changes that the team would have made with this new floor because of the overbite. One really interesting thing to note is across the three big teams for this current generation of F1 cars, there has been a somewhat of a convergence on the Venturi tunnel openings. And that is their inner fence has been cut out, and this is highlighted in yellow. And for this season, Red Bull have also adopted this shape. And it seems with this brand new update, there should be changes to this area of the SF-24 as well. Now, some of the other things we can see from these pictures are the now extended mirror vane, which obviously sits on top of the overbite on the sidepod. And there's also a reshaped cockpit S-duct fairing as well that we can see from one of the images too. And there you have it. So it's a substantial upgrade. You could almost say it's in a way similar to the McLaren upgrade of having almost a B-spec car. And with that, of course, comes a lot of needing to test out the new setup, the new, ride height levels, I presume, and all other kind of manner of things that come with a whole new package. And thankfully for them, it's not a sprint weekend, which is another reason why they kind of held off over the last couple of events in not bringing them to these events, as sprint weekends only allow you to have one practice session, whereas obviously in a normal weekend you get 3 of them. So 3 1-hour sessions to find the right setup and perfect it heading into qualifying and, more importantly, the race. But it's also not just Ferrari that are bringing upgrades to this race. Oh no, even Red Bull have their own set of upgrades that they will be bringing. What those are, we don't quite know right now, and we don't know the kind of significance of them. Is it a small update, much in the same way they had in Miami, where they got rid of one of the floor stays because they don't need that additional support when it comes to the floor? Or is it going to be somewhat more of a substantial upgrade? That is what's kind of left for us to all think about in the kind of week and a bit that we have until the Imola Grand Prix. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they come with and how everything now comes together with McLaren, with Ferrari's upgrade package, with Red Bull, how they all sit on a kind of a level playing field where they've all had the same, number of sessions to test out their packages and to perfect the setups as they head into the main portion of the week. So it's going to be really interesting to see what plays out in that week. And I hope Ferrari successful update package and it propels them to the front for the weekend and for the foreseeable, because I would love to have a 3-horse race for the title for the foreseeable future, for the entirety of the remaining races for the 24 season. I think that would be fantastic for the sport. Now, of course, with this, when exactly tomorrow can we expect to see the first pictures and videos of this update? Well, I would presume it's going to be very similar into the way today played out with the FIA, test that they had. And I would presume that would be between the hours of 9 and 11. And I'm talking UK time, so make adjustments for that depending on where in the world you are. And I would say I should have a video up hopefully around midday to 1 p.m. as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And it's going to be really interesting to see just exactly how this new revolutionary SF-24 is going to look once it hits the track. So yeah, there's the video, guys. I hope you all enjoy it. If you have, leave a thumbs up on the video. Comment down below anything regarding the updates and how you hope it propels them forward. And I'll catch you all in another Formula 1 video around Thursday and Friday with the upgrade pictures.